Hi everybody, welcome to another video of Trading with Jackie. I'm Jackie Bonetta, and today I just want to go over two trades that I took today in regards to the wedge alerts that I've been using for my entries on my manual trading. Besides as just another strategy, and this is utilizing AI software called AIRIS, and it's through a company called Auvoria Prime. And I'm loving it. I'm doing very well with it. And I just want to show y'all, just talk it through on what I'm doing with it so you can kind of see, the profit potential with it. Alright, because this is working wonders for me. In my other video, I told y'all they send out gold alerts. And you can make a killing on a short move on gold. So, I mean, let's not sleep on this trading, y'all. So check it. So here we go. Now, with these wedge alerts, the notification, the software sends you a notification as to whether the wedge is being formed and whether it's going to be ascending or descending. Okay, so today I took two trades. The wedge alerts came at 9:30 a.m. The time is like 10:44 a.m. now, Eastern. Alright, they came at 9:30 and it was on two currency pairs, the USDCAD and the USD Swiss. Alright, and I talk about pair correlation a lot because I really feel like you need to study the pairs that you're trading. If you're trading one pair, that's fine, but you should also find a pair that is positively and also negatively correlated with the pair that you're trying to master, because you could use other pairs as leading indicators as to how price may move for your pair. Okay, so now USDCAD and USD Swiss, they are actually, according to my FX book correlation as of today, on the 15-minute chart, they are positively correlated. It's not a huge number, it's like 58%, but that's good enough for me. That shows positive correlation. So that tells me they both are going to move in the same direction. So I got these two wedge alerts for these two pairs, and they're both ascending wedges. And these two pairs are positively correlated, and we're trading off of the 15-minute chart. Okay, that tells me I'm about to double my money here, because I'm going to put in positions on both currency pairs. Alright, one is going to lead the other. It's just a matter of which one's going to go first and for how far. Okay, now, so the first one I'm going to talk about is the USD CAD, because I actually don't trade this very often at all. I only trade it with the wedge alerts. Okay, so I'm not really familiar with how price moves for this particular currency pair. Alright, so when it's a currency pair I'm not familiar with, my stop loss is actually a little bit higher, because I keep it tight but not too tight, because I'm not sure how this thing moves. I don't know what the drawdown is going to be when I put in on the trade. So I put my stop loss a little bit higher, but it's still something that I'm willing to risk. That's just me. Okay, so, and I usually put my stop loss at like 10 to 15 pips, on a currency pair that I'm not familiar with, to give me breathing room just in case I got in a little too early. Okay, not to say that I'm wrong, just to say that maybe I got a little bit too early, and this is a clear example of how that happened. Alright, so I told y'all it was wedge alerts, and I used the RSI as well as a confirmation, but if price isn't hitting like up here to show a signifying a sell, or down here to signify a buy for sure, then RSI really ain't playing a confirmation factor at this time. And it wasn't for this particular trade. I looked at it, but if it wasn't in those two areas, I was like, okay, I got to go to a different type of confirmation. Alright, so vertical line is when the alert came in. Okay, now since these are 15 minutes, I usually go in on the trade for the alert on the second candle. Okay, so I'm looking at this point, I'm not even caring about what's going on. I just need to see, does price break the wedge? Okay, if it's since this is an ascending wedge, I drew my trend line ascending, and I was guided to find 2 points prior to the alert to start drawing my trend line. So that's what I did. And then the other one, I try to make it as flat as possible. I try to find my lows and I try to find my highs. and then draw my trend line that way. Okay, other people draw trend lines for these wedges however they want to draw them. They use triangles, they do completely different things, they go larger, don't matter. Okay, everybody trade differently. This is just what works for me. Alright, and I'm just talking y'all through it. Alright, and plus I'm not a great artist, so my lines are always messed up. So but I can see it and I understand, and that's all I care about. Alright, so what you want to do for me to see, I go down to a smaller time frame. I used to go down to the minute chart, but it was actually brought to my attention that the 5-minute chart might be a little bit easier to understand the information and see what I need to see, and it very well was. So I go down to the 5-minute chart, and you can see price breaks out of the wedge in that first 5 minutes. Okay, this one right here, 1, 2, 3. These 3 candles make up that 15-minute candle. Okay, price breaks out in the first 5 minutes. The next 5 minutes it goes out even more, and then the last 5 minutes it goes out, but then it comes back up again and goes back into the wedge. Okay, now I'm gonna tell y'all, if you look at RSI was at 42 here, got down to 38, and then it went back out to 49. I can tell y'all right now, and looking at this and going over this trade, I saw what I did wrong. I got in too early and I had drawdown because of that. And I'll tell y'all, this is exactly what happened. Remember, 1, 2, 3. That's the first 15 minutes, right? And I tell y'all, I go in on the next 15-minute candle after the breakout. So the breakout took place. So that means I'm going in on the next 15-minute candle, which starts here. Okay? So I'm expecting price to break. Price is already broken out, so I'm expecting it to continue to drop. Okay? So I put in 2 positions. And I do 2 positions because I do first position 5 pips and dip. First position always sets a take profit of 5 pips, or actually 5.2 pips for me to pay the broker, and then dip, close out. Second position is open as well, but that position stays open until the first one hits the take profit. Second position then starts trailing, all right, at 5.2 pips. So that way it technically moves my stop loss to my break-even price plus 2 pipettes to pay the broker. Alright, and then it just continues to trail. So either way, in that 2 position joint, I've already secured the bag with my first position. I don't even care what happens with the second position. It don't have to go nowhere. It can even go 1 pip. It don't matter. I'm already in profit. Okay? Anything extra is just money. Alright? So, anyway, let's go back to that. So that's my strategy when I'm trading. But I'm confident to do 2 positions. Alright? You might not be confident yet, but when you get there, you get there. Okay? So I got in right here. And as you can clearly see, it went back up and then it came back down. So I had drawdown and it came back in my favor, right? But the very next candle, look what it did. It went down. So I thought it was going to start going, but nope, it came right back up. Alright, so what I did wrong, I got in here, right? But what I should have did was I should have came down to this 5-minute candle. So the way it happens is this. Let me go back. When I came in at the first 15 minutes and I saw that price had broken, I'm like, alright, cool. I walked away. Then I waited till the next 15-minute candle started, and I just went ahead and took my sells. I did not go back in down to the 5 minutes to see that this candle did this and went back into the wedge. Had I done that, I would not have gone in at this point, because now I need to see price come back out the wedge, and it did not. Okay, it did not do that till these 5 minutes. But then look at it. It came out and then it went right back in again. And in the next 5 minutes, these 3 are another 15-minute candle. Price stayed in the wedge. So this is an example of price of a trade entry that was too early. If I would have did that properly, okay, and followed my own rules, and I did. I didn't go back for that additional confirmation. So that was my fault. That's why I was experiencing drawdown. Okay, now this thing went against 5 pips too. So if I would have left it at 5 pips, I would have been stopped out. So 10 to 15 pips, which is my normal for price currencies that I don't trade, is okay with me. I didn't get stopped out. Okay, and then look at this candle here. All right, so this is the next 15-minute candle after the breakout, and then here's that next one after that. So when that third one happens, so again, let's go back to the 15 minutes so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so first 15-minute alert. This would have been normally when I would have came in, but the candle formed inside the wedge. Not a good time to take my trade for the sell. This candle right here is the candle where the sell needs to take place, right? To make my entry point, okay, go down to the 5 minutes. You'll see this is the beginning of that next 15-minute candle, right? Then I talked about where price needs to, where you're going to take your sell, right? Here we go. Now, price was in there a little bit, and then it broke out, okay? Now it broke out and went all the way down, okay? But then it came all the way back up again. But the candle formed outside of the wedge. It's already broken out and it's formed, all right? So I'm right here when I first did it, right? And that was a little too early, okay? I'm right here. It's 76, like 76, and then it went all the way down to here, right? That's like 10 pips. Is it? Yeah, 76 to 66. All right, 9 or 10 pips, right? Okay, so at this point, I caught 5 pips, and then I dipped, right, on my first position, and then second position trailed and went to those additional pips. You know, it didn't come all the way back up. You see what I'm saying? It came back up. Because I know at this point I would have hit my 5. I for sure hit my 5. But I think my thing was trailing for a little bit too. So, it didn't, I don't think it came back and hit my, it did come back at some point. It did. I know it did. Because I know I got stopped out early. Because I didn't catch the rest of this. Alright? But now, that's because I got it early. So now check it. If I would have got in here, see this candle does this. This is the beginning of that 15-minute candle, right? Looking at this, I'm like, alright, boom. It's already formed out. Come in on this one. You would have had a little drawdown. Okay, but it would have came back. What's that? That's still 76. So look at that. If I even would have waited, I still would have had a little drawdown, but not as much. But it's almost the same exact price entry. Right? Just a little bit later. So my price entry wasn't wrong. It was just the timing that I did it. So now if I'm taking it at this point, I'm catching all of this, right? Because 76, that's 6 pips. For sure it went 5 pips and dipped, right? But then the next candle, look at it. It come back up. It don't come nowhere near my entry price. So I could have still been trailing. And then check it. Trail, trail, trail. You see what I'm saying? So because I got in early, I caught 9 pips, which is great. But I probably could have caught 12 or 14 or something. You see what I'm saying? So that's why price entry is critical. And to follow your rules. Now I actually didn't even follow my rules and I still made money, but just look at the potential I would have made if I would have followed my rules exactly. And throughout this entire thing, RSI wasn't really playing a factor. Alright? I was just watching price. Okay? And honestly, the other thing that I used as an additional indicator, and this is USDCAD, is I was actually using the alligator as well. Okay, so I came here and I saw the alligator was crossing, the lip was crossing at that point. Okay, right here. Wait a minute, this one, right here, this one. 15, yeah. 9:30. This is, wait, yeah, this is the 9:30 candle, right? Is it? No, here, 9:30, there you go. This is the 9:30 candle, and look at that, I was using the alligator and it went down. But at that time, it kind of, I was looking forward to the next candle, and to see how the lip of the alligator is right here, I was seeing that it was starting to go down. So that was my also indication that CAD was getting ready to descend. Okay, so because I use the alligator in that, and I do go down to the 5-minute charts on things as well to see. Okay, so 9:30, on the 5-minute chart. Let me see, where is that? Is it this one? Is this one? 9:35. Here go 9:30. All right, see how the alligator lip has already happened, and then look at it. The jaws are opening. Okay. All right. So it's already crossing. I know it's going down. I know it is. These are just additional confirmations. And then of course I also had this trend strength indicator as well. That's helpful too. But I used mostly the alligator on this one. I looked at the strength indicator to help me out. RSI really didn't play a factor in this particular trade. Alright, and then I did those 2 positions. So here are those 2 positions right here. This is a demo account, so I could care less what y'all see on this particular one, because I had already made my pips live for using the wedge alerts this week. That's why I'm doing this now. I'm just continuing to practice. You want to know why I keep practicing? Because practice makes perfect. Okay? You see what I'm saying? See how I told y'all? I went in on the 9:45 candle. I probably should have waited and went in on the 10 o'clock candle. Or 10:05. You see what I'm saying? But because I went there early, I still caught my 5 pips. You know, now USDCAD is worth a little less. That's why it's only that. But that's still 5 pips. And then I caught some more. You see my stop loss? So that's like, what, 4 pips? Okay, so that's 9 pips. That's good. I still do it. And when I'm trading manually, I trade a standard lot, by the way. So I'm just telling y'all that's 9 pips off that one trade. And it could have been more. So if you can imagine, yet again, I caught 9 pips and I got in early. And then you see the drop. That's like a 24 something drop probably. You want to know how I know? Because USDCAD and USDCHF Swiss are positively correlated. And USDCHF was doing its drop earlier. So that's how I know. Okay? And I'm going to do the next video on the USDCHF, so this one's taking forever. So if you want to watch that, catch the next video too. Alright, but that's how I just want to go over my USDCAD video, just to kind of show y'all what was up and how I took that trade. And I actually utilized US dollar Swiss as the leading indicating pair for this USDCAD, because when I saw it was coming back in the wedge, I was like, oh, wait a minute, is this about to do a reversal? But then I said no, as an additional confirmation, I used dollar Swiss indicate the pair and how price was moving for that as my additional confirmation. Like, I'm not tripping, dollar CAD is getting ready to go down because dollar Swiss is already taking its move. That's how I did that. Okay? Alright, y'all, so if y'all have any questions, or y'all just want to, or you got any ideas or anything to kind of help me with my trading, because I'm not trying to say I know it all. I just told y'all clearly I made a mistake here, got in too early. I could have made more money, you know. But whatever y'all want to talk about with me, holla at me, leave the comments below. Definitely get in on these wedge alerts. If you want to get in on the same AI software that I'm in, please comment below or message me. Do something somehow so you contact me. I'll give you my referral link. You can go ahead and try it. I know right now they got a promotion going on, I think until the 4th of July, where if you get like the trading EA Alexander or Einstein, Alexander is only available for the US. Einstein is available worldwide, except the US. Everybody except the US can use Einstein, and then everybody can use Alexander. Let me know, and if you do get one of those, I think you get these wedge alerts for free for 30 days. If not, then I think just let me know and I can see how much the wedge alerts cost for you to get started. But you can see the potential. I ain't even, I can tell y'all straight up, from Sunday night this week until Monday, I caught 84 pips. 84. Okay? Using just these wedge alerts. They ain't got nothing to do with what my trading EA's doing. Alright? So this is a great tool to teach you how to trade. You could be a newbie trader and come in here and do this. I'm actually getting ready to start doing a trading room with a bunch of people so that everybody can do this and we all learn it. They all learn it with me. And I'm not saying that and again, I'm going to say it again, I am not an expert in trading. I've only been trading like 3 years. However, I get this, and what I do, I draw wedges. I keep drawing them. I try and do as many wedges as I can. Every time an alert come out, I try and pull it. I try and do it. Okay, I got a lot of them. So because practice makes perfect, you must master the skill in order to do well with it. Okay, so alright, I'm gonna stop this video because it's running too long. Catch me on the next video when I go over the dollar switch trade that's capping at the same time as this.